1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
I have a very important question for the two of you on this Wednesday. Were you invited to Gingers last night in Jacksonville?
I was not. I honestly, that was my first thought, was how was I not invited to this?
Seriously, in case you missed it, Marissa Lawrence, Trevor's wife, threw him a surprise birthday party at Gingers. They're right on 3rd Street. What's so funny, y'all, is a good friend of ours invited us to the Constellation Fiork and Friends private concert last night, which happened to be Riley Green. I'm a perfect person, obviously, to invite for that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've seen Riley several times, and I absolutely love him. It was fantastic, acoustic show, highly recommend. And so super appreciate that. Well, on the way home, they dropped us off, and then they went into Taco Bell, or went through the Taco Bell drive-thru.
Right by Gingers.
Right by Gingers.
That's
they were
so
this
funny.
close to crashing the party.
Like,
Too funny.
I'm guessing not anybody could have just walked in last night.
That's exactly what I said, is I'm guessing, that it was a private event there.
That's true. I mean, it's been years. A lot of younger people like going there. Back when I first got here, you didn't go into Gingers. You just didn't. There was always
It's
some
well known
kind
for
of
karaoke, I feel like.
Yeah, what's there? Is it
Well known for
karaoke?
karaoke,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, but that's cool, man. It's a nice under the radar place for
a
them to
dive
go.
bar.
And
Very
cool to
dive
go.
bar.
That shows a lot of character about them. I think. I mean, if you can hang out in a dive bar like that, you're A-okay by me, man.
Oh,
you know what I
definitely.
mean? That's coming down to earth and just chilling out with the peeps.
Yeah.
You know, that's a great thing. So
It was funny
good to hear.
because I saw the video and I'm like, is that Gingers? And I was like, no way, there has to be somewhere else in town that looks like it. But then when you see the sign, it's like the well-known sign where they'll change the letters up on it behind the bar. And I'm like, that is Gingers.
Yeah,
This is fantastic.
I think Gingers posted on Facebook after the fact.
Okay.
And so
Yeah,
that's what I got a text from one of my friends, one of the ones that was there last night. And I was like, this had to be last year. His birthday's not until Monday. And goes to show you, it was obviously an early surprise birthday party.
Nice job by
And
Marissa.
She tricked him. Yeah, it looked like a lot of the teammates were there. And glad they got the party in on a Tuesday night, well ahead of that Monday night football.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Happy
absolutely.
birthday, or I guess early birthday to Trevor.
Yeah.
So that's a big, could be a very big birthday Monday night
Yeah,
for
let's hope so,
T-Law.
right?
And Devin Lloyd's birthday was this week, so happy birthday
Yes,
to
happy
him.
birthday.
RJ, let me guess, you've never been to Gingers in Jack's Beach.
Never even heard of it.
Okay. I think there are a lot of people in
It's a
that
local.
boat. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
If you don't live
with
at the
like
beach.
the other beach bars, so
Yeah.
it's a standalone place.
Yeah.
It is.
So, yeah.
When you go to the bars in Jack's Beach, you normally aren't. I mean, a lot of people do go to Gingers. I don't mean it like
For
that.
sure.
But you probably go to the Bricks, Lynch's is in that area, that whole,
The Ritz.
Yeah,
the
there's a
Ritz.
surfer.
that
All
area.
those are
Like, yeah.
walkable, so it's a little easier.
Right.
Not that Gingers isn't. You could easily
could
walk
easily
from that
walk
area.
Just be
there,
careful.
There's been
going
several
across that
cars that
street.
have driven
tell you
through
what.
Gingers.
I hope they're ready. They
Unfortunately.
better have their PBRs ready because they just are going to get a ton of new
Oh, yeah.
clientele coming
Oh,
in there.
yeah.
Wanting their Pabst Blue
So win for
Ribbons.
them, actually.
Absolutely. It's great. I love it. Great
My favorite
story.
part of the video, I said this to you on a text message, is the fact that Travis Hunter's wife is sitting kind of at the bar. And she finishes her Jello shot as Trevor's walking in, and everyone's yelling surprise, and she's
like, hold on, I need.
I gotta take this Jello shot. And they had a baby recently, so I'm sure this is one of her first
let her
times
have
out.
fun.
That's
Absolutely,
right.
she needs to have fun. I saw this on both Instagram and X, Twitter, whatever. At Ashley Ford Coen, that would be, of course, Liam Cohen's wife, she posted that they are giving away 50 pairs of tickets, so that's 100 tickets to the Jaguars game on Monday night to teachers and first responders. So just email Coen MondayNightFootball@Jaguars.com. That's Coen MondayNightFootball@Jaguars.com, and then you can be potentially one of the lucky winners. Again, shout out to the teachers and first responders. Of course, you can also get tickets, and we, of course, recommend that you do that. You can go to Jaguars.com, or you can call 904-633-2000 to lock down the bank on Monday night and hopefully get Trevor a big win as a birthday present.
And they've got some good specials going, right? Don't they? For seats this Monday night. Yeah, man, it's gonna be great. Listen, I know going out there Monday Night Football. Well, you know the whole world's watching, but having a packed house of your own fans.
Oh, yeah.
There ain't nothing like it, man. It's like a playoff game. You feel like it's a playoff game, and that's how it should be treated, especially with the Chiefs coming to town. This is massive. Hey, man, if you could do it, do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of memories could be made on Monday Night Football. You could be like, remember when we were at that game? You think about like when we beat Buffalo in the wild card. My daughter Avery and my father-in-law and I were in the like northeast end zone, lower part, but midway up, and They're waving the towels. We'll never forget it. We only won, we won 10-3, I think.
10-3.
Right? It was fantastic, but we'll never forget that, that kind of memory.
It was pretty cold that day, too. It was just very
really cold.
football vibes that day.
Yeah. It was
The
rocky.
Bills Mafia came to Jacksonville and like
burned
basically-
everything.
Yeah, destroyed things.
But all you saw was those white towels. Remember, they had the white
definitely
towels.
a moment.
Well,
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah, Jalen
man.
Ramsey pretty much ended the game because he took Tyrod Taylor. He knocked him out. And the 10-3 victory. And then complete and total opposite the next week. The Jaguars take on the Steelers in Pittsburgh and won, I want to say like 45-42 or
Neither
something
team
like that.
could stop scoring.
Right.
Yeah, that was wild. This is the Jaguars'
was.
18th time hosting Monday Night Football in 30
right.
years. 18th time,
absolutely.
7-5 on Monday night.
7-5.
7-5 on Monday night. So a
Okay.
winning record, which is good news. 4-4 at home against the Chiefs all time.
All right.
Needs to be 5-4.
Yes, let's make it happen.
Absolutely. Well, doing a little research, we've got an opportunity against that O-line. They've given up a lot of hits. And by the way, our O-line, holy moly, once again, 0-0. 0 sacks, 0 hits on the QB this past weekend.
Yeah, they are tied for first in the
Unbelievable.
NFL as far as the fewest sacks allowed.
Unbelievable.
It really is wild.
I mean, and I know people out there like, you guys were saying, I'm telling you, they were getting
Did not
their
look like
butts
this.
kicked. The tackles were.
Yeah.
I can't say the interior guys were, but the tackles were having a very tough time blocking our stud defensive ends.
Yeah, which
and they are
we
studs.
said we also said the whole time, like the interior looked good. They also just had some rotations happening, so we weren't quite sure what it was going to look like. We said they were running the ball well and
Yeah,
all
the
of
run
those
blocking
things.
was
We
good.
just said there was issues with the tackles, and there was.
And I vividly remember us, too, talking about in training camp how many times they did these run drills, right? Like, I was like, I don't know that I've been to a practice before.
You're right.
And I haven't been to all 32 teams, obviously,
An
so I don't know.
opening
But
entire practices.
they would do, they had so much focus on it. Well, no wonder it's working that's obviously Liam Coen's MO for any football team that he coaches.
And it felt like they were run blocking well in camp. When they had their 11-on-11s, you always saw one of the backs or multiple of the backs breaking free, breaking through. It wasn't full speed, but
a lot of those were Bigsby.
Yeah, absolutely. But Etienne, man, taking it to the house, you could see him, running even after the fact. Remember when he got the ball punched out? I think the knock on wood, that was early in camp. When that first day of maybe pads or something, or first day we're all like, oh,
I think
man.
first day Tootin got it knocked out.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what.
Yeah,
day
that's
Etienne
right. It was
did.
Tootin, yeah.
because it was I think his very first touch. And it was,
Oh yeah, it was.
And that
too,
might
very
not have been
much.
training camp. That might have been.
I think it was OTAs.
That
Yeah.
was two OTAs. It was Etienne in
That's
training
right,
camp.
yeah.
For
And
sure.
then also, I think the whole conversation too was Eric Armstead and Mason Smith weren't out there, so we were like, also, how much are we seeing of this because your starters aren't even on the field? But I mean, the credit to the offensive line because they've been playing really well.
And then punching the ball out. That should have been a sign to us.
Oh yeah,
That this defense was
saw a lot
going
of
to do that.
those.
Yeah, and all the times we saw those interceptions, we were worried. Well, in the end, we should have still been worried. But certainly that's turned into something. All right, I mentioned one of the birthday boys, Devin Lloyd. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. So RJ put together a little something for number 0.
The ball came out and the Jags have it. The ball came out and Devin Lloyd has it.
Yeah, I'm playing good football. I think as a team we're all playing good football. And
That ball is picked off. It was tipped and picked off by Devin Lloyd. Another takeaway for Devin.
ultimately, I'm just focused on playing my best for the team so we can win.
Fires middle of the field, and that was picked off. Devin Lloyd picks it off again. Yet another interception, stays on his feet.
Everybody always has the ball in their mind, and I think whenever you're thinking about it all the time, naturally, those plays and those opportunities, you'll be ready for them whenever they present themselves.
Devin Lloyd, the takeaway machine, got another one inside the 30.
All the way back through when you watch him in college, I remember evaluating him in college. He's a big body, in general, but he really is blessed with a skill set, and he's physical. And to be honest with you, he works at it hard. He puts extra effort into that, watching tape and doing extra stuff. Even with Coach Lukabu after the practice, you can see that every day. So
there you have it.
Good job.
Hopefully another
Congrats,
interception.
Devin.
Yeah, absolutely. Another interception would come his way, maybe multiple on Monday night, even though, like we said yesterday, Mahomes has only thrown one so far this season. But maybe to Tom's point, the Jaguars, and obviously they're working on this all week, but trying to find mismatches. And certainly maybe this defensive line getting after the Chiefs offensive line. I'm sure we'll get to that in the next segment. I did see that the Jaguars win total before the season was 7.5, and it's now 9.5, the over-under
Nice.
for wins.
All right.
So
Getting
it's
closer
increased
to
by
my
2
prediction.
games.
I had
At 8.5, I think. 8.5. The one I bet in Vegas.
Okay.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
for the over.
8.5.
Yeah.
And my AFC
And-
South.
I was going to say, in the AFC South, Jaguars obviously tied
Absolutely.
for first in the AFC South.
Yep.
Did you end up doing the touchdown over for Trevor?
Did I?
I can't remember if you did or not.
Well,
No,
right
I
now,
don't
that,
think,
that
no,
would
I
not
think
couldn't.
it was like
He wouldn't let me.
21.
I don't think I could do it at that.
Okay.
For some reason, I couldn't do player bets or something at that time. I don't know.
Oh.
Kind of all new to me, but
Me too.
it was just AFC South and then
Okay.
the win total. But good, yeah. Here's an idea for Lloyd this Monday night.
Okay.
Spy Mahomie.
Yeah.
Mahomie likes to break out. You could drop him in zone like a hole player, like they've been. Rush 4. If he squeaks out, go get his ass.
I like it.
Simplify for him. That he's very good at that. He's athletic enough. That could be something interesting. Campanella, give me a call. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that could be a way, because that's one thing they've done for him, I think. You know, it's not like he's got to recount. You know, look, by the way, I mentioned with Bees yesterday that the one throw to C-Mac that they missed, he was right on coverage. He had him one-on-one in the open field, and he was really impressive, man.
Yeah.
He's patient and waited for him to make the break. Then he was fast enough to get pretty close to it. So, you know, if you could simplify it even more, and he's really good at getting after the QB, so that could be something there, you know, where you could play a little coverage and then have him on occasion be that guy that, because Mahomie, we know, loves to break contain, and he's really good outside the pocket. Put an extra guy in his face, you know, and we saw it Sunday. He was coming after the QB Sunday when he rolled out. So that could be something there. But he's had a great year. He's another one of those guys that we're praising because everyone thought, no, it's Miller. He's maybe gone. Maybe you trade him, all this stuff. And he's like, no, I'm going to play some ball. And he's been playing some really good football.
Yeah, and you think about the quarterbacks the Jaguars have faced to this point: Bryce Young, Jake Browning for the most part of that game, C.J. Stroud, who's not obviously having a great season, and then an injured Brock Purdy. And now a healthy Patrick Mahomes comes into town. Yeah, you're going to have to pull out all the stops. All right, Tom's takeaways are on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The tape doesn't lie, and neither does he. Jeff Lockeman breaks down the film and shares his insights with you Tuesdays during football season on Jaguars Today. Check the tape Tuesday. Checked by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
Jacksonville is my hometown, and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to brandonroofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006. Helmets and Heels.
Protected by
Green Law Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
Frank Frangie here. TopDressing.com commercials stick with me. They claim to turn St. Augustine grass into championship turf. Well, I'm going to try it at my Jacksonville Golf and Country Club home. You know I'm a golf lover. Top Dressing evens surfaces, promotes growth, repels pests. Staff's white glove, prompt, knowledgeable. My yard transformation starts soon. So visit TopDressing.com and see what all the hype's all about. I'm telling you, I'm in. Call these guys today. Dress your lawn like the pros with TopDressing.com today.
When it comes to my opinion, I love dropping the hammer. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Listen for Hammer Time with Hayes weekdays on The Frangie Show.
Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Football is a game of inches, and at Front Runners Tap House, every inch counts. Catch every big play on their massive 396-inch giant television. The ultimate game day experience is waiting for you at Front Runners Tap House inside the Community First Igloo.
Enjoy barbecue, live music, and auctions at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida's 4th annual Sizzlin' Soiree, presented by Dunkin' Donuts, October 2nd at the Fountain of Youth in St. Augustine. Get tickets at bgcnf.org.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to american-electrical.com and see how they can help you.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, still family owned and in business for 100 years. When they say you're going to see a big difference, that's for everything. Custom showers and spas, tabletops, mirrors, even replacing foggy windows, all at a more affordable price. And with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed, Lee and Kate's Glass is your best choice. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hacker here, and it's time to kick off your weight loss season now with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Want to be down 30 pounds or more by the bye week? What about 80 pounds by the playoffs? The best part about Awaken 180, you can lose weight while tailgating and drinking your favorite beverage. Swap calories, not flavor. And you don't even have to sacrifice your favorites like chili, wings, dip. You can still enjoy all of them and lose weight consistently. Look, Awaken 180 Weight Loss is the best weight loss program I've ever been on. I lost over 100 pounds thanks to the great folks of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. If it's time for you to drop the weight like it was for me without sacrificing all those football season favorites, go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. 30 pounds by the bye, 80 pounds by the playoffs. You can do it. I did. You can too with Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Weekends used to be 2 or 3 shots followed by a couple others. Wake up, have a beer.
Speaking of country music, on Friday we will be at Constellation Furyk and Friends, of course, taking in lots of golf. And also Locash plays right around 4:15 or so along the 17th hole. Yeah.
Perfect.
That's
Very
right
excited.
after
Are we
our
seeing
show,
weather?
That is exactly right
Because you're our
after
weather lady.
Yeah, the weather doesn't look ideal, but we're just
Yeah.
going to keep hoping that it changes.
That's right.
It also didn't look ideal yesterday or today, and it's been beautiful weather.
Yeah.
That's right.
And maybe also sometimes it's just that perfect timing of the afternoon. It clears up and it's felt great, by the way. It's been like 70 in this morning. I'm like, this is perfect. So if it's that type of situation, a little cool, 70, and it starts to clear up right when our show's over and go to watch some music, that'd be perfect.
That'd be a great way to start the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I
sure.
wonder, do you think I'm the only person that will be on the course that has seen Locash multiple times?
Probably. I don't
likely,
know. I feel like we
yeah.
have a lot of country fans in
We do.
Jacksonville.
If I know
so.
Lil Cash, to be honest with you, I might know if I heard his music, maybe,
Okay.
but I don't know that off the top of my head.
RJ, when we come back, I'm sure we'll play a little Locash for you.
Is it L.O. Cash?
Yes, L.O. Cash, yes.
Of course.
There was one time, Tom, they played at the Jacksonville Agricultural Fair. This has been several years now.
Okay.
And there was one word in their song that I couldn't understand what it was. And I thought it was, or it sounds like in the song, Wybo. Wybo. And it drives me crazy to not know lyrics. And I researched it and everything said Wybo, all these things. So after the concert, they were like, we'll do a meet and greet if anybody wants to take pictures or what have you. And again, it's the Jacksonville Agricultural Fair. There's not a ton of fans there.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
So I go up. I'm like, I just need one thing. And they're like, do you want a picture? And I'm like, no, I just need lyric clarification.
That's great.
What does Wybo mean? And they were like, oh, it's our southern accent on Wabo, as in Cabo Wabo. Like tequila.
Right.
I was like, okay,
Gotcha.
I'm good.
Now you're good.
So not even like the people writing the lyrics on Google were
Correct.
figuring
I
that.
could not even figure that
That's why
part
we
out.
need the old school when you'd have your CD and the lyrics would be in their CD case and you'd pull it
Oh,
and
I
you
love
could just
that.
me too.
I would like travel
I would
around
write
with
them
the
down.
lyrics. But yeah, Tom, they sing I Love This Life and one great big country song. is another one of their popular ones. And then
I Love
right
This
now,
Life sounds familiar.
Yeah, you'll definitely recognize that one for sure. So yeah, if y'all are headed out to Constellation Furyk and Friends on Friday at Timaquana, come say hello, and we'll all be talking about Chiefs Jaguars, I should say. All right, time now for Tom's takeaways.
Now,
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
All right, my takeaway today on this beautiful Wednesday is you never know what's going to happen in the National Football League. A few weeks ago, we traded for Colin Saunders and thought, man, this guy is going to be awesome in the interior part of our defensive tackle rotation. He can rush a passer, and he can. Very good against the run. We need that. And he plays one game so far. It's interesting. Credit to Austin Johnson, who played and made some plays this past week. And, of course, Mason Smith stepping up. And Eric, we know Eric's been playing really well as well. Agba can play inside as well. But isn't it interesting? He comes here we traded for him. And I don't care about that. You do what you got to do. That's okay by me. But you trade him for a reason, and then you don't have him out there. Hey, credit to the other guys keeping him on the bench. But I know for him, he's probably sitting there going, what did you bring me here for? If I'm not out there. But maybe because guess what? He used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs and won a couple Super Bowls with them. Maybe Colin Saunders is out there in the defensive tackle rotation. For one, I want to see a little bit more out of him. I thought he was good for the New Orleans Saints, and I want to see him a little bit more if he can break that starting lineup. But that's my takeaway today, brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal and Holland.
Yeah, Colin Saunders, I was very excited about. And I thought that he would maybe spell Devon Hamilton, certainly, but then also try and get some more snaps every week and take some of those snaps away from D-Ham. But it seems like they've loved what they've seen out of Devon Hamilton to this point.
He's played great.
Yeah,
I was actually, in a couple of my notes, he split 2 double teams.
Okay.
Just beautifully. I mean, the biggest, when they come at you, the weakness is in the middle, right? So they can't be as strong unless they lock arms, which they don't. You know what I mean? So you got to penetrate that middle. And he made the tackle. Like, that is so hard to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? These 2 guys come on you. You gotta, and he's no little guy. He's got to get in there in the middle, split them, and then make the tackle. And it was pretty darn impressive. He really has. He's upped his game. I know they were calling him the best in the business. We're like, what, are you crazy? But listen, he's played pretty darn well. And overall, listen, the run defense, they're 4th in the league, 82 yards a game, I think, 3.9 yards per carry, which is really good. It's not the lowest in the league, but it's pretty darn good. That run defense is, holding up their end of the bargain for sure. But it'd be interesting to see if Saunders can get in there at all. Because I do think he's got some ability to not only be a run stuffer, but helping the pass game as well.
The locked arms make me think of Red Rover.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that game was so dangerous, by the way. It really was. We were playing as children out on the school playground. But yeah, I'm not mad at it either way. I think they were bringing in some reinforcements of something that you didn't see a lot of Eric or Mason during camp, obviously, because of injury issues. So you wanted to make sure that you had a backup plan if things didn't, whether they're not playing good or whether those injuries lingered, whatever. But I think credit to both of those guys, both Eric and Devon, for what they've been able to do on the interior, because I think that pressure-wise, and we're not seeing a crazy amount of sacks, but you're seeing a lot of things happen around the quarterback, and that is beneficial. And you can tell already that's affecting these quarterbacks. That's where some of these turnovers are coming from. So I do think I wouldn't be mad at the end if people are like, we barely saw Colin Saunders, because to me, that means your lines played well and you didn't need those reinforcements that maybe you had to bring in a little late.
Yeah, in the draft, I don't care about the draft cap. Like that doesn't matter to me, especially if it's in the 6th or 7th round. You know what I'm saying? We always seem to pick up a bunch of those, but it's just interesting how you think he's going to be a pretty decent part of the defense, and we haven't seen him since week 1. But maybe he gets in this week against KC.
The Jaguars' run defense has been surprisingly really good.
Yeah.
And I say surprisingly more because of, again, what we saw this team do last year.
You're seeing, like, when you watch a run play, you're seeing if you look at the line of scrimmage, like in between the lines, in the middle of them, right? You see our Jags not going backwards. Mm-hmm. Last year, there were too many times they were being pushed backwards. Yeah. So it's a big difference. Our linebackers are able to roam free. They're being very physical. I mean, I tell you what, I saw all 3 of them. Gardeck do it. I saw Devin do it. Anna Lewican thump that old lineman and shed him really quick and be in on the tackle. I mean, they're really playing some outstanding football. But it does start up front. You got to have those. Got to have the beef up front playing well, so you can play, well in the second row behind them. Yeah. And they're doing
which
that.
they are too.
Yeah, they are.
So
yeah,
the Jaguars have only allowed 1 rushing touchdown to this point in the season, which is really good. And then they're 4th overall behind the Browns, Packers, and Patriots as far as total rush yards allowed, with just 331.
The Browns are ridiculous.
Correct.
Yeah,
you want to be mentioned in a category like that.
Yeah.
And the Packers defense is really good too. The Patriots, I think,
Unless they play the
impressed me.
Cowboys.
Yeah, it's the last week, right?
That is very valid. We talked about the Jaguars getting some national attention. I saw on NFL.com, Jeffrey Chadiha. He had this to say about the Jaguars, and he really had Liam Coen, and he had 3 up, 3 down, and Liam Coen was in the 3 up, which is always good news. He said the Jaguars are one of the more pleasant surprises, which speaks to the job Cohen's been doing. Jacksonville has gone from having a top 5 pick in April's draft to sitting at 3-1. It seemed to be conventional wisdom that Coen would turn the Jaguars around by helping quarterback Trevor Lawrence play better. Instead, Coen has leaned on a surprisingly disruptive defense and the running of Travis Etienne to propel his team to a fast start. There are tougher tests coming fast. The Jaguars face, as we know, the Chiefs, Seahawks, and Rams next. But Cohen's work has been impressive after a month. It does feel like, if I was to say that the one person who's getting a lot of attention, it feels like Liam Coen. And again, because of what he did with the run offense, the rushing attack in Tampa and now here. But Anthony Campanile, we know it in Jacksonville, but it feels like nationally they might not have quite picked up on how good of a job he's done. They talk about the takeaways. Right. I don't know if they talk enough about Campy.
Everything else. Yeah. And that, especially with how bad the defense was last year. And that's what, if you look at that, the defensive improvement from last year to this year is, I mean, massive. We talk about the turnovers, you talk about the run game, you talk about almost anything, and they've improved in that. And I think that Coach Camp has to be given a lot of credit. And some of that is just players getting back to their playing weight, players being back in the position they probably should have been playing in the first place. But that's credit to Coach Camp, because he's came in here and said there's a lot of things that were happening last year that weren't working. Let me put these guys back to where they play best, and that's what we're seeing right now. And it doesn't even feel like it's anything too crazy. It's just, you feel like it's functional, and that's what we did not see last year. So I think people need it. Multiple people on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, yesterday when we were grading Liam and Trevor. Multiple people texted in and said, Coach Camp, A++++++.
Yeah, and Liam obviously gets credit for hiring him because he had never been a defensive coordinator before. We all worried about that going into the season. A first-time head coach, a first-time general manager, a first-time offensive coordinator, even though he's not calling the plays, a first-time defensive coordinator. Like, that's a lot of newness. First-time EVP. But at the end of the day, what they've done to this point, like Jeffrey pointed out, the road gets a lot tougher moving forward.
Listen, accountability is real. And we didn't have much of it. Attention to detail is real. And we didn't have a lot of that leading up to this year. They've really focused on that. The punching the ball out. Now, I'd like to been in the defensive meetings rooms this week, because they did have a couple corrections that they had to fix. A couple of leaks on coverage. They're easily fixable, but I know Campanelli's all over that and will be. But it's a change in attitude. I mean, it's all attitude. They got the right guys with the right attitude, and it's the right attitude to feed off of the right coach. It all goes together. I mean, it's you talk about changing culture. You can't change culture, with guys that don't buy into your style of coaching. You know what I mean? They just won't. They don't want to hear you. You know what I mean? If you're a yeller, you're a screamer, whatever, they'll be like, they can block you out, and you'll never make that impact. You got the other guy that's like, man, I hear you. Yell all you want. I know what I already did wrong. I'm going to fix it. Like, you making me mad is all you're doing. I'm going to go out there and go do it, that kind of thing. So you got to have the right kind of guys, and they do. They got the right mentality and the right coaches leading the way so far.
It's like when you're driving and you accidentally hit something. I don't mean like a full-on collision. I just mean like you nick something, and your parent or your spouse or whatever is like, what are you thinking? And you're like, I didn't mean to do it, right? Like and now you're like,
and I know I'm not supposed to hit things.
I know how to drive. I thought Dennis Gardeck had a great quote when it came to Campanile's defense, and I just loved him, and I think you'll especially love this too. The way that he phrases talking about football. Here's Dennis Gardeck, the Jaguars linebacker.
Yeah, it's really refreshing to be a part of Campy's defense. I think football is kind of spoken in violence, and that's something that Campy and this coaching staff understands. It's fun to play football the way it's intended to play.
Yeah,
football is spoken in violence.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's true. And he believes in that. And so does Liam. They want a physical team. You can see it. The O-line's physical. The receivers are being physical. Travis Hunter's being physical blocking. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just contagious, and they're hitting hard. They're running to the football and smacking people. And I tell you, it's that attitude change, and it starts with those guys. And And yeah, it's a violent, and you want to be violent. It's like, look, I know, not everyone can understand that, but I kind of understood the Shire hit on Trevor. At the last second, you're like, I want to kill him. Not kill him, but, really, really hit him. It was illegal, there's no doubt. But that's inside you. Like, you want to deliver those hits. You want to be that violent. And it looks like he's bringing it out of him. So, I love it. I mean, I think and one thing I like about people is when you back up your talk. I don't like people that talk and then they're soft as, they're soft as butter. You know what I mean? If you're going to talk and you back it up, I'll have a ton of respect for you. But if not, then you're a paper champion. You know what I mean? You got nothing. You got no substance whatsoever. But you can tell these guys, they're backing it up by the way their players are playing. And the players can't wait to play. You can see it. They're man, let's get after it and pick a fight and then go finish it, So I think, they're all, they're 3-1. I don't know how many people had them 3-1. And if you did, you were just wishful thinking. There's no way you came out of, if you watch every practice in camp, you would no way you were thinking this team would be 3-1, but they are, and they deserve it because they've earned it. And now we just got to keep going forward.
Yeah, I think the 3-1, what's most surprising about it is the passing offense has struggled so much for the Jaguars. And we did see the passing offense struggle throughout training camp.
We did.
And a lot of people thought, well, once the lights go on, so to speak, right? Like once the Sunday afternoons come around, Brian Thomas Jr. will catch it. And as long as Trevor's protected, he'll get the ball there accurately. And what we saw in camp has translated to this season so far, as far as they had a lot of those assignment issues. That's why that one practice, Liam took it all the way back to the assignment, the alignment, and things like that. And so will that end up getting fixed mid-season? Certainly we hope so. We hope it happens on Monday night because, Mahomes and that squad's not going to come in and have those types of
Spags
penalties.
will take advantage of that big time.
Yeah, well, the perfect opportunity to try to show the world what he's made of.
For sure. All right, 5 things that have caught our eye heading into week 5 in the NFL season is next. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010 XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels. Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Everyone deserves to feel safe and valued. I'm Heather Quick, owner and attorney at Florida Women's Law Group. We're committed to supporting women affected by domestic violence. With essential legal advocacy and support, we help them regain their strength and independence. If you or someone you know needs help, we're here. Together, we can create a safer, brighter future. Visit FloridaWomen'sLawGroup.com or call 904-204-2359. Divorce for women, by women. Offices, Jacksonville.
The Alhambra Theater and Dining brings you an evening of wonderful food and live theater and fun. October 9th through November 16th, come enjoy the award-winning musical from Charles Dickens' final unfinished novel, The Mystery of Edwin Drood, an interactive show where the audience gets to choose the ending. The Mystery of Edwin Drood promises to be an entertaining night for you, family, and friends. Get tickets at alhambrajacks.com. alhambrajacks.com.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hey, Jaguars fans, Crown Royal is the proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars this season. It's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with the generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/royal rig for more info on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Hey, man, please drink responsibly.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay and Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, Hicken here. Cooler weather right around the corner. So are you ready to float happy in the pool? Listen up. This month, Surfside Pools offering 10% on new pool heaters or heater replacements and installation. That's right. Now is the time to upgrade your pool heating system and extend that swimming season for months of extra enjoyment. Only from Surfside Pools, the trusted name for expert pool service. Family owned and operated. Call 246-2666 or visit surfsidepool.net.
License number CPC 044080. I'm with Trevor from Cycles in Jacksonville. We always talk about Honda, Triumph, so many great bikes, but Aprilia from Italy is also a beautiful line.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a fine sport bike. It's one that when you take your helmet off, you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
So if you want to treat yourself to something really special on the road, that's a line they should look into?
Absolutely, and we've got them in stock and ready to roll.
All right, make sure you check them out. They are on Atlantic near Regency. CyclesofJacksonville.com is a great place to go, or check out their Facebook page. That's Cycles of Jacksonville.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
This is Lil Cash's newest song called Hometown Home, in case you want to listen.
Hometown Home. That's right.
We could try the coast of Carolina, catch the Outer Banks sunrise every day of our lives, find a little spot in Arizona.
So yeah, if you're headed out to Constellation Furyk and Friends on Friday, Low Cash plays right after the rounds are complete. And that should be somewhere around 4:15, 4:30 on the 17th hole. And then on Saturday, Love and Theft will play out there. Same place, same time. So again, if you're headed out to Constellation Furyk and Friends, the golf tournament this Friday, come and say hello to us. Rocco Mediate was last year's winner.
Oh, nice.
And I believe Jim Furyk is actually going to play. He was a little concerned about an injury, I think his back, but I believe he is going to play now. So that is a great thing. By the way, speaking of injuries, Jeremy Fowler with CBS put out that Trayvon Walker is classified as week to week after seeing the specialist.
Okay.
So week to week, I would imagine that means he doesn't play on Monday night. That's my guess.
That doesn't sound like he'd be
that'd be my
playing
guess.
Monday night. Maybe. I don't know. They got a few days, an extra day.
Yeah, they do. I guess it is a good thing you have that longer week, but the week to weeks usually seem like something that lingers a little bit and is a little more unpredictable to say,
Buster
hey,
Brown,
this amount of time.
Right. Buster Brown in training camp was considered week to week back at that point.
I feel like Caleb Ransell was, and then he got put on
IR. Yeah. By the way, I said Jeremy Fowler's with CBS, ESPN.
Yeah. So do you break? Can you be week to week and have a broken bone in there? You know what I mean? Like, I've never broken a wrist, but
I've broken both my wrists.
Have you?
But I did not play football. I played soccer. And so they wrapped it in that like insulation that you'd have for carpet.
Yeah.
And then they taped it over that and they let me play as long as I couldn't injure someone else.
Yeah.
But I
Not
was
like
told,
whacking people.
Yeah, correct. I was told that if I fell on it again, because I was covering a bigger girl, not like heavy, but taller girl.
Yeah.
And I ended up falling on my wrist that time that I broke it.
Yeah.
And they told me if I fell on it again, then I could potentially need surgery. At that point in time, it was just a hairline fracture. But I chose to play through it. But again, I wasn't trying to tackle people.
Block and tackle.
And block people, exactly.
Look, I rewound that play. He took a shot from
Etienne.
Etienne, yeah.
Yeah, it was friendly fire, which is unfortunate.
Was it Etienne?
Etienne got the carry. I believe that's what it was.
On Trayvon Walker?
No,
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm
You threw me
thinking
off
of
there. Yeah,
Anton Harrison's elbow was Travis Etienne.
That's right. It
Yes.
was.
Trayvon Walker did not get friendly fire from Travis
No, he got
Etienne.
hit
You're
by
like,
Eric
what was
Murray, I think.
happening? Yes, it was Eric Murray. Yeah.
But he had his arm around him, and Eric came and whacked that wrist pretty good with a helmet or shoulder pad. So just curious, because week to week means maybe you can play.
Yeah.
So can you tape it up and just give it enough stability where, look, defensive ends need their wrists. They need that grip. They need that strength from their arms.
You definitely need against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, no doubt.
To get him down.
Yeah, and again, their line is a little shaky. They're not as strong as they need to be. So I
Maybe
think we got a
ETN can
chance.
play in place of Walker.
Yeah, right. ETN, can you rush a passer?
Yeah, just switch him up since, exactly.
Do everything else
you
right now.
threw me off like, oh, no. Is it me? Is it
funny.
me? I forgot.
Like, I was thinking
Tommy's
of
like, what did I miss?
I was thinking of the exact play that you're talking about with Anton Harris
I know.
and
I know
friendly
the play you're
fire.
talking about, yeah.
Because there was both of them, obviously that's what I was thinking. All right, we'll kick things off. Our first of our 5 things that have caught our eye heading into week 5 of the NFL season. Taylor, you may begin. And if we end up with duplicates, perfectly fine.
Yeah, so I went one of the Jags-based ones, but I'm going to start with something else, and I'm going to talk about just what the AFC North looks like right now. It's so intriguing. Obviously, Joe Burrow's hurt. Lamar now hurt. It's week to week. They say another 2 to 3 weeks possibly. We'll see what that looks like. Browns changing quarterbacks now at this point. So the Steelers are ahead. They're 3-1 right now in the AFC North. They've looked all right. I don't think the Steelers have looked phenomenal. I think they've done a good enough job to win some of these games. They've also had a pretty easy schedule to start their season, so that's helped. But it just feels like a path for the Steelers to get super lucky and win that division this year because of the injuries and everything else that's kind of happening there. But I think it depends enough. Do the Ravens have enough to just get by a couple games without Lamar? So it'll be interesting. But that division, which looked like the Ravens division, hands down, and a lot of people probably had Burrow and the Bengals right behind that. Very quickly, that's changing perspective.
Yeah, and their stud D tackle's now out for the year too, right?
Yeah, not a week.
Yeah, he's a great player. That's going to hurt them.
Hurt.
Yeah, and Humphrey's
they have
hurt
several
too,
injuries on the defensive
Amazing how
side.
it can change.
Yeah, and then Lamar Jackson wasn't at practice today.
Yeah.
By the way, one of mine was the Ravens 1-3 start. So I'll piggyback onto your first one just because I certainly never saw that coming.
Yeah, me either.
Especially to the way that the Ravens lost to the Chiefs. Like that game was over before Lamar Jackson got hurt, is what it felt like. And yes, the injuries are piling up, but that still should not be the case. And Baltimore's not used to having to panic whatsoever, right? Like they're such a good, stable franchise. So yeah,
how do they bounce back from this? It's probably the most adversity they've faced in a little bit.
I would agree. And I mean, the Texans-Ravens game I think is fascinating for this Sunday.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
Like we said, we'll see if Lamar plays. Tom, your first of 5 NFL things you're watching heading into week 5.
Well, I'll tell you what caught my eye is Indiana Jones is number 1 in QBR.
Yeah.
Right? He's 8th in rating, and it's just pretty outstanding. Like, who would have thought that? You know, and I knew he was having a good year, obviously. You hear the stories, what was it, 2 weeks ago? It was like their first punt of the year during that game or something like that. So you knew things were going well. And I was like, man, I wonder how really good he's doing. And I was like, damn, he's doing really good, leading the league as a QB as far as that QBR is concerned. And that's throwing and running and everything, right? Touchdown, interception, and points scored and that kind of things instead of just passing the football. But he's been pretty good at that as well. So Indiana Jones being the kind of QB that no one thought he was going to be.
I think that has to be one of the most shocking things to start the season because when you talked about it, there's been Daniel Jones moments where you're like, okay, he can be he can be a serviceable quarterback, but I don't know if anybody's ever looked at him and said, even with Saquon, like you had one of the best rushing offenses in the league or running backs in the league, and you still weren't able to really do that, even in times when their defense was good. There was always something that just didn't totally click with Daniel Jones and that offense and what could happen. So, I mean, kudos to him for coming here. Also, beating out Anthony Richardson, you talk about that pretty early, and that was something that we talked, like who's going to be starting week 1, and I always thought AR was going to start week 1, but I said I would bet by week 6 Daniel Jones would be in there, whether it's injury or just Anthony not playing well. Daniel Jones took that, and he's running with it, so, I mean, kudos to him.
Yeah, and I think people thought of Daniel Jones more of like how Justin Fields is, right? Like as far as you're better at running the football, not necessarily passing the football. And my goodness, what he's done. That's one of mine too. So I'll piggyback on yours as far as the Colts 3-1 start. And I looked at the MVP odds. Daniel Jones is in the top 5 of NFL MVP odds as of October 1st.
I wonder if anybody's going to make a lot of money off of that. Maybe like some Colts fan out there was like...
Yeah, I totally believe in DJ. I mean, that would be really insane. All right, we'll continue with our top 5 things that have caught our eye in the NFL season. On the other side, it's 10 to Nix on 92.5 FM.
Flipping flapjacks and football on your game day.
I smell bacon.
On the Terminix Kickoff Show. Live from Tailgaters Parking. Presented by Campione Law and American Electrical Contracting. 5 hours before kickoff on 1010XL.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
This is Helmets and Heels. Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Garrett Scantling here, and once again, thanks to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. My torn hip labrum issue is resolved thanks to Dr. Doward, and Dr. Acevedo keeps my feet healthy too. Training and competing, that's what it's all about for me. And Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has me in top condition.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 1st, 2004, Ichiro Suzuki breaks the single-season hit record, getting his 258th hit of the season.
It's time to get up and go to the Jacksonville Fall RV Show, Thursday through Sunday, October 2nd through 5th at the Jacksonville Equestrian Center, with hundreds of RVs on display with lifestyle booths, and register to win $250 gift cards every day. It's Northeast Florida's largest RV show, Thursday through Saturday, 10 to 5, Sunday, 10 to 4. Adults, $10, kids under 12, free. Seniors get half off on Thursday. Military and first responders, half off every day. It's the Jacksonville Fall RV Show.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
PRI Productions is the official game day production partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hi, I'm Randy Goodwin, president and owner of PRI Productions. Chances are, if you've been in Jacksonville over the last 30 years, you've seen our work, from corporate and social events to concert production and much more. We have the equipment and expertise to make your next event memorable. So call the experts at the Jaguars Call. PRI Productions, bringing your ideas to life.
Since 1901, generations of skilled union workers have built the backbone of our community. Hospitals, schools, the buildings where you work. Every year, a new apprentice class of Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians is stepping up, trained, driven, and ready to do great things. They're not just building our city, they're building their future. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to become a member or contractor today.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost are the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by November 6th.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Oh,
Hey, with Alice McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Some headbanging music for you on this.
I texted RJ and asked him to play this. It made me, when Gardeck used the word violence, it made me think of this song.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yes,
I like it. Yeah.
This is definitely, I feel like, in Tom's wheelhouse.
It's totally. I got it on playlist for sure. I was thinking, I got to get some Limp Bizkit on this show, man. They're Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah. We just have to find the clean version. A lot of theirs. Yes.
Do we really?
Yes.
No.
You can
That's
take
the
a
best
cookie.
version.
You know what? If you want RJ to get fired, then no, we'll play the expletives. But I'm trying to protect his job, and therefore we need the clean version.
Okay.
All right, before we get to more of our things that we're going to be watching in the NFL, time now for Taylor's Tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
I always feel like the freaking teacher or principal around.
You're like, no, guys.
No, that's great.
We got to do the clean versions. Okay, so I
I'm
wanted
not
to...
always a Martinette, I promise.
I know we're going to continue to talk more Jags, Kansas City Chiefs, but I got some notes on this game this weekend when it comes to, we've talked a ton about the Jags and their takeaways and what they've done this year so far, and it's, in general, comparably to last year, it's really, really good, but comparably to anything, it's really good start to the season of how they're getting those takeaways. So I saw something saying, Jacksonville is the 5th team since 2002 with at least 3 takeaways in each of its first 4 games of the season, joining the 2024 Green Bay Packers, the 2013 Chicago Bears, the 2004 Seattle Seahawks, and the 2002 Philadelphia Eagles. Since 1990, only 2 teams have recorded 2 or more interceptions in each of the first 5 games of a season, and that's the 1996 Green Bay Packers and then 2021 Dallas Cowboys. So they can become one of 3 on Monday if they notch 2 or more.
The
in that
2013
game.
Bears, sorry, Taylor, do you remember how they got their takeaways?
Everything. Charles Tillman, first of all, he was the starter of the peanut punch, like getting that ball out. And it's funny because people talk to him about that all the time, and I saw a quote the other day, and he goes, honestly, sometimes I took some really bad angles tackling because I was just going after the ball, and it could have been really bad if I didn't get that ball out. But there was a lot. They were getting picks, but a lot of the linemen were punching the ball out. That was the whole gist of the defense at that time, was just getting the ball out in some way. I want to say even Brian Urlacher had an interception and touchdown that year. It was wild.
Mac was there then too, wasn't he?
No, we didn't get Mac until 21, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got him pretty. It was right after. That was kind of a crazy year because it was right before the season started, and it was 21 or 2. I'm trying to remember because we had just gotten, or maybe it was, I don't know. It was right. All of that's blurring together now. But it was like a last minute. Yeah, Mac was way more recent though.
But that was towards the end of Tillman's career. That's what's kind of crazy. He only played in the league for 2 more years after that season. So
he probably could have kept playing though. He joined the FBI and he wanted to go do FBI work, so that's why he left the NFL.
Wow.
But yeah, so then on the other side,
got you off track. Sorry.
Yeah. On the other side, last week, the Chiefs quarterback, obviously Patrick Mahomes, had 4 touchdown passes and reached 250 touchdown passes in his 116th career game, surpassing Aaron Rodgers for that, who did it in 121 games, for the fastest player in NFL history to reach 250 career touchdowns. Mahomes has 43 career games with at least 3 touchdowns, and passed Peyton Manning doing so, who did it in 42 games, for the second most by any player in the first 9 seasons in NFL history, trailing only Dan Marino. So we know the storylines of this. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes, and it was a good point you made, Lauren, earlier too, when it came to the quarterbacks you've faced so far and Patrick Mahomes and the different worlds and different things they can do, and that is something that Coach Camp, I'm sure, is putting a lot of focus on this week because he knows that it's not a missing thing that when you're facing Patrick Mahomes compared to a Jake Browning, even a CJ Stroud right now and things like that, it's massively different.
It is, and it's unfortunate that the Jaguars lost, obviously, that game to Jake Browning again, right? Like, of all the backup quarterbacks, you're going to let that guy that's beaten you in the past beat you. But yeah, I think this game Monday night is hopefully not going to show the landing because that hasn't been here now in several years. So TV broadcast, ESPN.
Can we fix that,
Can you just come in a little early and show, I don't know, like the beaches or that currently exist, obviously, as far as the now current hotels and condos.
Go to Riverside. Show Riverside a little bit.
Riverside, absolutely. Avondale, San Marco. Like there's a lot of options.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
The St. John's River, the Intercoastal, go up and down the Intercoastal on a boat. That would be perfectly fine. Like we can hook you up with that stuff too.
They'll use the old footage from the Buckman. They always seem to film the stadium from the Buckman Bridge. Like, What is that?
I know.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Forever.
But yeah, moreover, obviously, than not showing the landing, it's a massive game as far as the quarterback to quarterback comparison, right? Like, especially if you're looking at it from Trevor Lawrence's perspective. Patrick Mahomes isn't thinking about beating Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is 100%, I think, thinking about beating Patrick Mahomes. I think it mattered to him to try and beat Joe Burrow, even though Burrow was knocked out of that game.
Yeah, no, listen, I think Andy Reid, look, we know what they're going to bring to the table, but their message probably, let's go see if these guys are real.
Yeah.
Let's go find out how real Jacksonville is and give them everything they can handle, and we'll see what happens. So it should be, listen, it's going to be electric. If you can make it, try to make it. It's going to be a memory. Hopefully a great memory. Hopefully one of those memories like, holy cow, do you remember when we took down the Chiefs?
Right.
That'll be fantastic.
Like the times beating the Cowboys in the regular season, even though that wasn't a primetime game.
Before we went south. Remember we beat the Pats at home after the good year?
I think that was Sunday Night Football, if I remember correctly.
Was it Sunday night?
I want to say it was Sunday Night Football. And
awesome.
yeah, it was that rematch from obviously the 2017 AFC Championship game.
Yeah, right. That's
still to this day the longest it's ever taken me to get from the stadium to my house. It took an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
And it should normally be about 35 minutes.
Yeah.
The traffic was just gridlocked. It was insane. Yeah. But yeah, it was fun.
I can't remember leaving the stadium to be honest.
Most games.
I could not. That day was a long one.
Well, yeah, and that was when the last time the Jaguars were 3-1. But like I told Primetime, we're not going to think about that because the 2018 season obviously didn't go according to plan. All right, we've got lunch to give away.
We do. Free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010, and let's say caller number 4, you get free lunch to Chick-fil-A.
Hopefully the Jaguars are 4-1 Monday night. We will continue talking about the NFL and our 5 things that have caught our eye. It's Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Florida Gators.
Roll 10 with a 21, 15-10.
The Gators are ready to rumble and hungry for a side of beef.
He's in. Touchdown Gators.
Florida, Texas kickoff at 3:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Get ready, poker players. The World Poker Tour is coming back to Best Bet Jacksonville from October 30th through November 18th. It's your chance to become a World Poker Tour champion with 14 different poker tournaments to play, including the Best Bet Scramble, a $5,000 no-limit hold'em main event with a $1 million guarantee. Satellites and mega satellites are going on now at Best Bet Jacksonville. For the full WPT schedule and more information, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios.
The Friday Night Lights are shining even brighter as 1010XL has partnered with Channel 4 to bring you Friday Night Lights, a live streaming show at 7 o'clock every Friday, presented by Farrah and Farrah on the social media channels of 1010XL and Channel 4.
Frank Frangie here to tell you about the coolest new thing, a putting green in my backyard that my friends at Sunshine Turf installed. Sunshine Turf can do the same for you. They'll come to your house, they'll create a custom design for your space, and you'll have an authentic golf course experience right in your own backyard. I freaking love it. Sunshine Turf is family owned and they made the process so simple. So visit sunshineturf.info or call them at 904-383-0243 and get a free quote today for your own putting green. Get it from Sunshine Turf.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. It's a sauce kind of football season with Chick-fil-A chicken strips. Each crispy, juicy bite only gets better when you choose your favorite sauces to dip into and create your own flavor combinations. Will it be sriracha and ranch, honey and buffalo, barbecue and Chick-fil-A sauce? With 21 different sauce pairings possible, it's easy to go on a flavor adventure. Order in a 4-count, 10-count, or in a catering tray. Get an order started today in the Chick-fil-A app and dip on in.
The Golf Club of Southampton has plenty going on, from a great round to a round with your buds, soaking up some football and great grub. Every Saturday and Sunday at Southampton, enjoy their game day special. Wings tossed in your favorite sauce and a cold pitcher of beer. Membership opportunities to take advantage of, too. Join Southampton with a paid initiation, and you'll get a $500 gift card. Perfect for golf, pro shop purchases, or the clubhouse. Check it out. It's all happening at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Don't ghost your carpet this fall. Hicken here. Right now, you can get your entire home zero-resified from Jacksonville's Ultimate Carpet Cleaner and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus a free haul for Halloween. Get it? There's something scarier than ghosts and goblins hiding in your home. It's in your air ducts. This month, take 50% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning. Schedule your appointment at zeroresjacksonville.com. Ask for the 1010XL special. Zero res, spell it backwards or forwards. It spells the same. Zero res.
Zero res.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. Looking ahead to the weekend, we have another major college football slate beginning with the debut of Florida star freshman wide receiver Dallas Wilson as he takes the field for the first time in a Gator uniform against Texas Saturday at 3:30. Then at 7:30, the 18th ranked Florida State Seminoles take on the 3rd ranked Miami Hurricanes in Tallahassee. It's 82 degrees at 3 o'clock time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It is.
At the height of Limp Bizkit's popularity, second most famous band ever from Jacksonville, would you say?
Oh,
Leonard
good
Skinner
call.
one,
Yeah,
Limp
Skinner's
Bizkit
gotta be
two
one, I would
at the
imagine.
height. And not that, by the way, most people don't even know that Leonard Skinner's from Jacksonville.
Right.
Jacksonville people do.
Yeah.
Right.
But everyone thinks Alabama because of Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I would say Limp Bizkit ahead of like Molly Hatchet and 38 Special.
Good call,
I
man.
don't
You
know.
know your Jacksonville music
I
for
think-
sure. I'm trying to think who else. Shinedown's
I was about
from
to
here.
say Shinedown.
Shinedown's pretty
Puddle of
dope.
Mud's from here.
Puddle of the Mud was awesome. But Fred, they were awesome. I mean, what a totally different genre of music when it hit the scene. You're like, what? What is that? Like rap with ba-boom, 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 rock and roll. Like, it was just phenomenal.
Yeah,
Have
we
you
had the
seen him
Southern Rock
recently,
cover.
by the way, in any
Yeah.
of the video with his like afro that he had going on
Yeah.
for a bit?
Yeah.
It was a little wild, but I was like, do your thing, Fred.
They played at a festival in Philly, and he was like in this, like, just every day. He looked like a grandpa. He had like a gray beard, and he's singing break stuff and something. It's like, this is funny, man.
I know 2 years ago, I believe it was, he was at Rockville.
Okay.
And he played Break Stuff twice because they opened with it, I guess, and everyone went absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And then so he's like, we're going to do it again. So they closed with it too. It was like all my
So
friends that
cool.
were there were like, it was the best set I've ever seen in my entire life.
I would
Yeah.
not mind that if my favorite artist
No,
played
played
a
my
song,
favorite
right?
song
Song
twice.
Do it again.
Yeah, bookend it. That
Yeah.
concert every time.
Yeah.
I have friends that saw the Counting Crows
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
in Nashville at the Ryman Auditorium. This has been a minute now,
Uh-huh.
but they did not play
Mr. Jones?
Mr. Jones.
I've heard they
Oh.
don't play it.
Like they
Really?
don't like to play
Yeah.
it. And I understand as an artist, especially if you're
Like getting over a song.
right, if you're like Fleetwood Mac or something, there are probably certain songs that at this point in time you have played, or Billy Joel Piano Man, but you
Right.
still have to
You
play it.
gotta play it.
I don't care how many times you
Yeah.
played it in your life. That's
Right.
what made you famous.
I know.
Right.
All right, back to the. Go ahead.
I was going to say, then they throw a new original at you. Like, I'm going to get a beer.
Yeah.
I'll be back when I know the song they're playing.
Yeah, the new music. I will say this story quickly. One of my friends last night that went with us is not a big country music fan. She loves live music, but just
Yeah.
not necessarily a country fan. So she's like, what kind of music is it going to be? Like, what kind of country does Riley Green play? And I explained it like he's very, I would say, like backwoods country or whatever. And she was like, well, I've heard any of his songs. I was like, well, do you listen to country radio? She goes, no. I was like, then no,
you would not have.
unless you're
That's too
playing
funny.
him. Yeah, either way.
Oh
All
my
right, back to
God.
the NFL. I'll kick us off. I've already given 1 and 2, so here's my number 3. It is 3 starting rookie quarterbacks. We have, of course, Cam Ward, who's been starting. Things are not going so well with the Titans. You have Jackson Dart, who in his first start got his first win. Everyone was really surprised by the Giants upsetting the Chargers, and now we do know that Dylan Gabriel is going to start for the Cleveland Browns, and Joe Flacco will be the backup quarterback. Shedeur Sanders still the third-string quarterback for the here and now, but I loved this stat. Since 1999, no team has started more unique quarterbacks than the Browns. Obviously, unique is not referring to their personalities.
Yeah.
The Browns have started 41 different quarterbacks. The Bears 30, the Commanders 29.
Yeah, I saw that Cleveland one, 41 since 19. That's 10. I mean, every 10 starts, a new quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, every 10 games, a new quarterback.
Yeah, every 10 games, a different starter. That is absolutely
That's
wild.
insane.
All right, Tom, back to you. Your number 2 as far as 5 things you're going to be watching or have already caught your attention in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm going to hold off on my Jags and Chiefs for right now because I got a couple of those. But back to Cleveland. 2.7 yards per carry for their defense. You have no idea how hard that is. I mean, you shoot for like 3.6. Yeah. Like, that's really, really, really good. 2.7. And by the way, the attempts, they're like over 100. They're at 104. So it's not like they're not trying to run on them. They are trying to run on them, and they're shutting them down. They're leading the league 70 yards per game. Now, we're at 82.3, so I'm not complaining. Sure. But we're at 3.9 yards per carry. They're at a 1.2 less than us. That really
the Bengals, the Ravens, the Packers, and the Lions.
That's even crazier because the Bengals can't run the ball, but the Ravens, the Packers, and the Lions are 3 of the teams that can run the ball the best in the league, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 2.7, man. That is absolutely insane. So that definitely caught my eye. When you can stop the run like that, you can have a really good defense. You may not have a really good team because your offense sucks, but you're going to have a really good defense. And that caught my eye. I was like, damn, 2.7. You don't see that very often.
No.
You know?
That is absolutely wild.
Taylor? Yeah, because they're 1-3. I was looking at the records, but it's wild. It's insane.
They beat the Packers. That's their only win.
Kidding. Like,
makes no sense.
Love it. So I'm going to stick to just kind of around the NFL of things that I've seen. And I think one of the things I want to pay attention to is Ashton Genty. This is something we already were going to, but was this really his breakout and this seeing Ashton Genty of here I am NFL, or the Bears run defense just that bad because they are? But he's still one of the guys. I read a stat before the game last week. He had 145 yards after contact, 146 yards, 145 of them after contact is what he was doing. He kind of broke out this last week, obviously. He had 138 yards against the Bears. But before that, it was 38, 43, and 63 were the 3 weeks before that. So I'm interested to see, was this that true Ashton Genty finding himself moment, or was it just going against the defense that hasn't really been able to stop anybody running? And how much does that factor into what the Raiders offense can do at all? Because they definitely need Genty to get going to. Geno just hasn't looked quite the same as he did when he was in Seattle. And so can that run game open some more opportunities for Geno in that offense? And Brock Bowers coming back and Michael Mayer probably coming back and some of those guys.
Okay, so I thought for sure the reason you were talking about Ashton Genty is because of his stance. Taylor, as most people know, loves everything scary movie-wise.
Oh, yeah.
So Halloween, Michael Myers, he's the one that has the way he stands with just like his arms down by his side. So it's called the Michael Myers or Halloween stance. They were trying to change, Chip Kelly was trying to change Ashton Genty's stance because he, in college at Boise State, obviously was very successful. Yeah. Almost won the Heisman, and he had his arms down by his side, and Chip Kelly tried to change that. Well, this most recent game, when he did go off,
they changed it.
He went back to his original college stance. And so Pete Carroll asked after, I think so, Pete Carroll asked after, was like, I love the stance. He's going to keep that.
Yeah.
So I thought because of your connection to Halloween.
That's funny. I didn't even see that. And I'm surprised I didn't. Which, side note, too, 3 of the 4 teams who drafted a running back in the top 38 have bottom 10 rushing offenses right now.
Wow.
And the Raiders just passed it, by the way. So he didn't have 138 yards before that, they were like, I think, the worst rushing offense. And then this last week bumped them up yards wise. But yeah, New England, Browns. I'm trying to remember the third one. New England, Browns, and I can't remember the third. But the 3 of the 4 and that top 38, because there was a.
Wasn't the Chargers, was it, with the
Well, the Chargers are one that are.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Or maybe it is.
Maybe
but then they are successful.
Yeah. That guy, O'Marion Hampton, right? That's his name, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. Jeez.
He also maybe he was drafted right after. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, so and last week I saw the stat that all of the teams who drafted a quarterback in the top 38 were bottom 5 in rushing, and this week it changed a little bit. Some guys obviously like Agenti had a breakout game.
Gino needs to step it up a little bit.
He definitely doesn't look quite the same as he did.
Not he did last year, right?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Hey, listen, we know how hard quarterback is to play. Running back's hard as a rookie. It's different, man. They come at you a lot faster and hitting you a lot harder than you're used to at Boise State. That's for sure.
I'll give you another one of mine. Puka Nacua. Yeah, he is the early leader for Offensive Player of the Year. He has 42 receptions, 503 yards. If you're wondering what that would have him trending towards total in the season, 179 catches and 2,138 yards. 2,138 yards. Obviously, just this past week against the Colts, he had 13 catches for 170 yards.
Wow.
He's so good. He's insanely good.
Yeah.
As I was going through to see, of course, like where Brian Thomas Jr. measured up, obviously not great when it comes to yards. But here's something also crazy. For Monday Night Football, Darren Waller with those 2 touchdowns. He
Which
wasn't
cool
even
for
in the
him,
league.
by the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
he
no
wasn't even in the
kidding.
league like the last 2 years.
Wild.
Yep.
And now he has 2 receiving touchdowns, and Brian Thomas Jr. still has 0 receiving touchdowns. So Brian Thomas Jr. needs to get on that Puka Nacua
That's
track.
right. Get it going, man. Get him the ball. Keep going to him, right?
Absolutely.
Keep going to him. They will.
All right, quickly, one more from each of you, please.
Okay. You want to go, Taylor?
Go ahead, Tommy.
Fourth down.
Okay.
Fourth down has become so popular in the National Football League. It used to not be, right? But today,
You used to punt.
the analytics show, you go for it. And your Kansas City Chiefs are 9 out of 10. They're the second most attempts.
Okay. Wow.
I think Jets have 11, but they've only converted 6. No one's near 90% conversion rate on fourth down on offense like the Kansas City Chiefs are. So keep that in mind on Sunday. They go for it, and they've been very, very effective on fourth down. I thought that stood out to me big time.
I need on your homework assignment to know where they're going for it on fourth down as far as on the field, and then what they are doing as far as to convert.
That's the job of the coaches down there. They're going to figure that out.
That's what they get paid to do.
That's what they get paid to do.
That's right.
That's
Another
right.
thing that caught your eye, Taylor, in the NFL?
Yeah, so I'm going to this is more of a thought that I want to see if it continues or if it's just something that we're seeing early on in the season. And this is overall in the NFL, because I think that when we've seen, number one, deep throws. We've kind of talked about how Trevor hasn't really thrown deep. It kind of looks like league-wide right now, there's not a ton of deep passes going on. There's like 3 teams that do it a lot, and there's a pack of teams that do it kind of the same, and the Jags are right in that pack. And so you're not seeing passing yardage as high in games for a lot of the teams anymore either. And I'm wondering, I think multiple things may be factoring into this. Number one, the teams have to go less yards now because they're getting the ball far closer. When you're starting on the 35 or these kick returns, a lot of these teams now are getting it on 40, 45, 50. So they're not having to go as far on a regular basis as they were previous years. Also, these kickers are making such long kicks that you get to a certain point, and a lot of teams are taking those points rather than before. They're probably forcing it, getting some more yards in those plays and trying to score touchdowns because their kickers weren't making 65-yard field goals. But it's just interesting to me because we're seeing so many quarterbacks have like 170 passing yards, 210 passing yards, 150 passing yards. And back, look, 5 years ago, it felt like it was 300 plus or it was a bad game.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, think about it. Your quarterback throws for 140 yards. You're like, what?
Well, yeah, what is
but
that?
2 touchdowns and no picks, and you're okay if you win, right?
Yeah, the efficient stats are obviously more important. But, yeah, that is really interesting. Even getting the ball, though, on the 35, like, you'd still think you're going to take some deep shots from time to time. And Trevor's attempted some.
Yeah.
They just haven't really connected.
Well, and one thing I think over the years that has changed is the more bubble screens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more of those quick throws to the, it's kind of like an extension of your running game.
Absolutely
almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
especially for Liam Coen.
I think you see that a lot. Yeah, I love his running back screens. They are absolutely perfect, man. They come out at the right time. Seems like the timing's always good, and man, those linemen are vicious downfield, man. There's some good blocking going on down the field on those screen plays.
Yeah, they've done an outstanding job. All right, more to do on the other side. More football to discuss. It's Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
When the hourglass runs out of sand, 1010XL puts time back on the clock. Hacker Leon and Coach Gerald Ingram bring you the window world of Northeast Florida 5th quarter, flavored by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Apex Roofing and Contracting.
Parker McCullum. Friday and Saturday, March 27th and 28th, St. Augustine Amphitheater. Multi-platinum selling artist Parker McCullum. Special guests Max McNown and Lacey K. Booth. On sale now at AXS.com. Parker McCullum Live.
Helmets and heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you.
Welcome to the Bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Brandon Thomas in St. Augustine at 904-342-3459.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
You already know it's your main man E to the T here for Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft. And with ball season here, make sure you're on the lookout for my instant reactions before, during, or after the game. All brought to you by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree drafts. Come on, somebody.
Frank Frangie here. Bono's Pit Barbecue has been serving up legendary barbecue on the First Coast for over 75 years. And this month only, Bono's has loaded barbecue tater tots. That's smoked pulled pork on top of tater tots with melted cheddar cheese sauce. You won't find this anywhere else. And with 18 Bonos around town, there's always one nearby. You can see all the locations at bonosbarbecue.com. Remember, the loaded barbecue tater tots are served for a limited time only, so don't miss out. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Hey, it's Joe C. When was the last time you flushed out your water heater? Flushing a water heater each year improves its efficiency and extends its lifespan. So call Roland Reese Plumbing for a routine water heater flush out and any other plumbing needs. 260-7059. Roland Reese Plumbing.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
Football season is here, and the Hills Grill at Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to enjoy our tailgate menus and drink specials every Saturday and Sunday. Join us after your round and cheer on your favorite team. That's Hidden Hills Golf Club, Monument Road.
I'm Frank Frangie. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter Amber's journey with Awaken 180. Well, ready for this? She has now lost 60 pounds. That number's real, 60 pounds in a little over 3 months. And here's the thing, she loves doing it. She just went on a trip to Tampa to see a concert, sort of a road trip. And I asked her, was it hard to stay on the diet? She said, Dad, that's just it. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle change, and it's sustainable. And it's sustainable even when you're on the road. She is so excited. It has not changed her life. I think that's the best thing. It's a lifestyle change, but it doesn't ruin your life. She's loving her life, and she's so excited that she's been able to lose all that weight. You can do the same thing. You can kickstart your transformation. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It's working for Amber, and she's so excited, and I promise you it can work for you. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
She'll set the field on fire, just cutting across the pasture.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dollar, Jay Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. If you don't hear Taylor talk for the next 40 or so minutes, it's because she's
Baseball
locked into the Cubs baseball. Congrats on Game 1 win.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, right now,
They
for
were
Taylor
up
Dollar,
1-0 yesterday too. So
that is true. That is very true. The Padres
back-to-backs we're going to need again.
Oh, they just started. First inning?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were up 1-0 in the third yesterday, and then Cubs ended up hitting back-to-back, Carson Kelly and Seiya. and that just kind of sparked everything. So, and then the bullpen came in and shut him down. But we'll see how that goes. It's kind of a bullpen game today from the start because they didn't want to pitch Shota Imanaga today because he's had some struggles against some of their righties, and so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The other game, by the way, Tigers, Guardians, and the Tigers did win yesterday 2-1. So the Tigers right now it is tied top of the 7th. So we'll keep you
Which has
updated.
been really Javi Baez, who obviously played baseball here in Jacksonville. Big fan. He's a Cub, won the World Series for obvious reasons, but he kind of got booted out of baseball, it felt, for a while. And then now he's had this resurgence this year. And so far, he started yesterday's game 2 for 2. He started today's game 2 for 2. So shout out to Javi for just like coming back when everybody was just posting all of his bad batting stats and to just kind of not let that affect him mentally for forever, at least.
He was the shortstop for the Cubs when the Cubs won the World Series, and now he plays outfield.
He's playing shortstop in this series,
Is he?
or they
Okay.
listed him as shortstop, but he's been doing both. But it was interesting. He never played center for us. He did play outfield like a couple times, but it was never center. But he played short and second for us the majority of the time. And so, yeah, but he's been killing it, honestly, because he's so fast. I'm not surprised. Like, your center fielder needs to be fast because you have so much space to cover, and he's one of the fastest guys in the league. That's why he could steal bases the way he could and stuff like that. But
What happened, I read or saw in the New York game, they pulled the pitcher and he was doing really
Max
well.
Fried, who had just over 100 pitches.
And then the next pitcher comes in and gives up 2. Man, that's got to be a kick in the nuts.
It sucks when that
Yeah,
happens.
if you're a Yankees fan, you're furious with Aaron Boone. But they've been furious with him. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening if the Red Sox win the series. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I feel like he was about to get fired like 2 years ago and last year. So, and you know how Yankees
the
fans
streak
are.
just continues. I've said it on the show before. I don't know if I've ever said it when you were on here, Tommy, but that there hasn't been a New York team to win a championship since 2011 when the New York Giants did it with Eli. And that's insane to me because that's like 11 teams or 12 teams or something like that in New York that haven't won. And now the Mets didn't make it. And if the Yankees lose again, it's done already. And so you now have to wait and see if maybe Buffalo is their next, their biggest hope.
Which right now have the best odds to win the Super Bowl. That obviously will change between now and then, or could change, I should say.
Yeah, right.
All right. Any more things that have caught your eye in the NFL?
Let's chat some Jags ones. You said you had a
I've got
couple.
a few, actually, if we can.
Go for it.
You want good or not so good?
Let's start with the not so good so we can depress people and then uplift them right after.
It's not that it's not so good, but it is surprising. And I'm going to talk about our QB because after I looked at Mahomes up at his, rating and QBR, I just wanted to see where our guy's at.
Yeah, that's not going to be a good comparison.
He's not good. It's not good. It's look, we're 3-1, so it's okay. But listen, he's 30th in QB rating at 75.1. Trevor's 21st in QBR at 49. In comparison, Mahomey, we'll just use Mahomey, he's 17th in rating, so his passing hasn't been that good. But his QBR's 3rd, which QBR, I guess, it's all around play. It's not just throwing the football. 56% completion percentage.
Yeah, not good.
Just not good enough, and we're expecting a lot more. Now, I know people, it's not all his fault. No, it's not, but the majority is his fault because it's him throwing the football. And don't listen, there's drops all over the place. You know what they're saying in San Fran this week? If we don't drop the ball, we win the game. So it's just, that whole thing like, the drops. Yeah, are there drops? Sure, but I think everybody goes through those kind of things. So
They're probably also saying if we don't fumble the ball.
Yeah,
the 49ers
sure,
are
right.
saying.
Yeah. Which, look, that happens in a game. We can say that our way against 4, whatever. But I'm expecting the QB to be a lot better, I mean, I know, look, a lot of people have been critical of him, but I've been really critical of him because even a couple of years back, even his completions were off. They weren't in the right spot. And, people are like, oh, he's still completing them all. I'm like, I get that, but you got to put it in the right spot for your receiver to really go make a play and not run out of bounds, be able to turn up that corner, whatever the case may be. So that caught my eye. I thought he would be, I'm not expecting him to be it, and I don't care if he is, if he's top 5. And for the record, if his QBR and ratings stay this way and they still win, I don't care.
Right.
I really don't. He's still our
But it's
QB.
our job to criticize.
Yeah.
And
he's got to be better.
Yeah, and we're not just obviously criticizing the quarterback when we have those criticisms. It's of the entire offense.
Yeah.
It's of the timing. It's of the receivers, like you said, dropping the ball.
The upside is what? If it clicks, we could be very
Yeah,
dangerous.
because you're 3-1, and if it clicks, then you're really winning football games against teams.
But it's got to start clicking.
It has to.
Is what I'm getting.
And that's what the one thing with QBR and why it honestly is a really good measure of quarterbacks, because that includes everything. It goes into situational contact. It goes into the numbers. Like, you're talking about turnovers, you're talking about yards, touchdowns, blah, blah, blah. But it goes into like certain situational factors into a game. It goes into clutch moments. So those third downs, what are you doing on those third downs? The red zones, what are you doing in the red zone? That's obviously two things that the Jags are struggling in with a good offensive line and a run offense. And so that's what someone on Twitter got mad at me, I guess, and said that because yesterday I made the comment saying that the rushing offense right now for the Jaguars is making the offense look better than it actually is, and that there's some things that they really need to clean up. That's what I'm talking about, is like the things Trevor Lawrence, some of the things that he's doing in situational and third down and red zone, the third down and red zone in general, the illegal shifts, the false starts, the drops, all of those things to me is your offense as a whole. So I love the rushing offense right now. I love the way they run the ball, and I hope that continues, because that continuing and Trevor starting to click and the receivers starting to get comfortable in this offense means you can have a very explosive, good offense. But right now, if you have 20 things you have to do right on the offense, you're doing 4 or 5 of them right, and there's a lot of things that still need to be fixed. And so I love the run game right now, but there's still other things that need to be focused on if you want to continue to be a good or better offense.
And if you don't have the run game, you don't, on this offense, we wouldn't have anything. I mean, those screens wouldn't work to the running back if we have no running game. The running game sets up those things, because then you as a defender, if you're worried about the run, you're worried about the run, and then play action, it screws you up. You jump and all that kind of stuff. So look, hats off that the running is working so well, because if it wasn't, our offense would be in trouble right now, because it's not being carried. But that's Liam's offense. So it does work together.
And if they did load the box, Tom, I do feel like then maybe the passing offense would look better. And again, the timing is regardless of what the defense looks like.
You still got to catch. You still got to make it to the receiver.
6% completion percentage. I don't know how much better it would be. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Better. I just mean if they decided to load the box and stack, those types of players, like if they're taking one away from the secondary and giving that more to the line of scrimmage to try and stop the run, then does that open a little bit more for the passing offense? Either way, it's great to run the football, keep running the football,
keep going.
And then also fix the timing, fix the penalties, fix the drops.
Don't lead the league in the holdings and illegal shifts and offensive offensive penalties
for sure.
Or the drops.
They give up almost 5 yards of carry on the ground. Their defense, Chiefs.
Yeah.
So there's another opportunity.
Yeah, Travis Etienne is averaging over 6. Over 6 yards per carry. All right, so to play off of the quarterback. So in week 1, when the Chargers beat the Chiefs, Justin Herbert was 25 of 34, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. So that's obviously a way that you can beat the Chiefs. That's pretty much a way you can beat everyone if your quarterback plays like that. But on the positive side, when the Chiefs lost to the Eagles, Jalen Hurts' stat line was 15 of 22 for 101 yards, no passing touchdowns, no interceptions. You would then say, well, they obviously just ran the football down the Chiefs' throats. Saquon Barkley, 22 carries, 88 yards. So he was averaging 4 yards a carry. And the Chiefs still lost that football game. So you don't have to have the stat line like Justin Herbert did against the Chiefs in order to beat them. You can win in other ways. But again, that's the game where Patrick Mahomes had that one turnover, the interception, and that certainly tipped the scales.
Was that when Kelsey bobbled it near the end zone?
That is exactly correct.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
he can do that here in Jacksonville.
Go ahead.
Feel free.
Bubble it straight into Devin Lloyd's hands or someone up there.
Really.
Yeah, and mine's similar. Mine's a positive when it comes to the Jaguars too, and something that I want to see even continue more, and that's Eric Armstead. I mean, I think that he had 25 pressures all last season. He has 13 already through first 4 weeks. So I think that is
13 pressures and 13 takeaways for the team. 13 pressures for Eric. So as his pressures increase, obviously the takeaways have to do their part.
Which, by the way, is 7th in the NFL for the interior for his position. And he also has multiple sacks, a forced fumble. That is what we were kind of screaming last year of why put him back where he belongs, because that you know what type of player he can be on the inside. And so I do think that is a factor, but I think Coach Camp's defense in general. But I do think if that continues and Eric Armstead plays at this high level where you are getting those interior pressures, weeks like this week where we don't know what's going on or how long Trayvon Walker, if he's playing, how long he won't be playing, if you can still get those interior pass rush, I think you'll still be able to get enough out of Smoot and Agba and some of these guys and rotate them around and still create some pressures because of what the inside is doing right now.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And hopefully it just continues to get better, right? Because if it does, look out. It's going to listen. And it's a good thing about everything we're talking about today. And, when we do, critique the team, they're 3-1, finding ways to win. It's got to be better because a good team will exploit what you're doing. You let them you let the Chiefs hang around, and if they are still, feel like they're
they
rolling,
need 13 seconds. That's
forget about it. Forget about it. It's going to be a tough night. So got to put them away. That's the next step, right? We're learning how to win.
Absolutely.
Now let's put them away, step on their necks, like my dad used to say, and run right over them and keep going until the game's over.
I love that you said that. I'll play a cut from Liam Coen here in a second after Lauren's Lane. But first, it is time for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane, driven by Mazda at the Avenues. This is luxury. This is Mazda at the Avenues.
So what came into Lauren's Lane today, the teams in the AFC South have as many wins as the AFC North and the AFC East. They have just one less win than the AFC West. Who in the world would have saw that? Obviously, the two teams at the top, the Colts and the Jaguars. Maybe some people thought the Jaguars would have 3 wins by now. Maybe not. Yeah. But certainly not the colts. We kind of joked in the offseason, like, when are the teams in the AFC South going to lose their first game? I think I had the Colts and the Titans, or the Colts and the Texans. No, the Colts and the Titans losing week 1 and the Texans losing shortly thereafter.
Yeah. I thought the Colts roster was really good. I just didn't think the quarterback was really good. So I thought that would factor in. But I thought they have all the weapons in the world. They can run the ball. I knew their offensive line was going to be good. I thought their defense, they were really banged up last year. I thought you would see them healthy and back and performing well. I just had the biggest, is it Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones? And I didn't think any would factor enough to be able to make them good. But Daniel Jones, honestly, at this point could be all right. And they would honestly probably still look good just because of all of the help he has offensively right now. But so I do think it's still surprising because I don't think anybody thought either of those quarterbacks would be able to play the way that Daniel Jones is playing right now.
Yeah, let's face it. We had him third, going into the season in the AFC South, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be the Jags.
We had the Jags won.
Yeah.
A lot of people had the
or
Texans
Houston,
won.
right.
Yeah.
And that's the real big, that Houston's just, not at the bottom, but they're pretty darn close with that 1-3 record. So I don't think a lot of people saw that. They thought probably 3-1 and us 2-2, and then everybody else 1-3 or less. But hats off to the Colts. Hats off to going with Daniel Jones. That takes a lot of guts. You draft the AR very high. He is the project, but at the same time, you got to win games. And that GM's been there a very long time, so this is kind of bailing his ass out, if you will. And good for him for grabbing Daniel Jones, and good for Steichen
Shane Steichen.
to get them together and playing some pretty outstanding football. So
Ballard is thrilled because Ballard drafted the GM, drafted Anthony Richardson, but also signed Daniel Jones in the offseason. All right, to your point earlier, Tom, about how this team has been winning games and finding ways to win games and beat teams, but they haven't been able to kind of dominate yet. Here's Liam Coen on the fact that they should have scored more against the 49ers.
All right, with those turnovers, with a punt return and a kick return like that should have been a 40-point output for us offensively. So, yes, frustrating. September 30th, got time to at least address. I would feel a lot worse here if we were, doing what we were doing, and then, man, we're having to come from behind in the fourth quarter, and then we're just making a play or two, and man, thank God. We're controlling these games through the entire game, and we've got to go figure out and go find that next level of execution to maybe make those games not close.
Yeah. Don't let them back in. Again, it's part of we haven't won, so they're learning how to win, which is fantastic. But now that, because we all want what? We want championship. We want playoff. We want contender. Well, if you're going to be that, what he just said is absolutely correct. Hey, we're doing good. It's good. Everything's good. But we need to really, if we're going to be that upper echelon team, then we have to do these things. We can't make mistakes. We can't drop balls. We can't misfire. We can't miss open guys. We gotta hit on the cylinders. Look, you can't have a great series or even two, and then the rest just be okay or not good at all. Not all of them are going to be scoring drives. We know that. You're going to have some 3-and-outs, but you got to make sure that you get better on third down, that you are better in the red zone, that you don't have drops or missed throws or missed guys that would have been open type thing. So, look, it's a new offense. You got to give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt in that. You know what I mean? Like, it's coming together. We still think Trevor, he looked better than he's ever looked in camp, at least in my opinion. And he's looked good at times, but then he's also not looked good at times. And it feels like it's a little bit of the, the same old that we've seen with him. So, look, I know with Liam running the offense, he loves the running games going good, but he needs his QB to be a little bit more efficient. And if he gets to that, I'm telling you, this could be, and our defense continues to shine, we could be a tough out, really, really tough out for people.
Yeah, because I think ideally you want 3 to 4 turnovers every single game, but you also want to have faith that your offense not getting the ball back 3 or 4 times a game, you can still get something done. And I don't know if I'm confident in that right now.
Yeah, I love that he mentioned early, too. It's early in the season.
Yeah.
Like, our eyes are on, hopefully, January, February, to your point. All right, more to do on the other side, including today's Terminix Pest of the Day. It's 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
1010XL is your home for play-by-play of Bishop Kenny football.
The Crusaders take a trip to Tally to battle the Raiders in a Friday night football fight. Bishop Kenny Rickards, 7 o'clock on 1010XL.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. They say you're going to see a big difference. But what does that really mean? It means a live local person on the phone, a smooth, easy process, skilled craftsmen, and excellent customer service all around, with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Helmets and Heels, provided by Green Law Group.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barry here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barry Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BarryOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barry Orthopedics.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Here's a health and wellness tip from orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
Here's a simple tip for shoulder health to improve your posture. Slouching can put extra stress on your shoulders, leading to pain and injury. Make sure your head is over your shoulders are relaxed and pulled back, and your spine is properly aligned. Whether you're sitting or standing, if you sit for long periods of time, make sure to get up and take breaks and work on pulling your shoulders back. Get up and get moving, Jacks, and go Jags.
Stay healthy with orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care, totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, you look troubled. Is something bugging you?
This friendship isn't all upside for me, Jason.
People keep asking me stuff about you.
They ask you about me?
Is it really cooler with Bueller, they ask. So I say, totally. And they say, how do you mean that? And I say, he fixes air conditioners, which literally makes somebody cool. But he also has cool sunglasses and cool people and a cool family.
And I try to make working at Bueller Air and Plumbing a really cool experience for our technicians and plumbers. We treat our people like gold, and they treat our homeowners the exact same way.
Great. Well, now there's another cool thing I've got to remember. This is a lot of responsibility, Jason.
Life can get hectic sometimes. If you don't take a moment to slow down and appreciate all the cool parts, you could miss it.
Do people ask you about me at all?
Weirdly, they do.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
1, 2, 3, my baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really
Love her music today.
I know, I'm
Yeah,
loving
all
it.
the vibes.
Outcast, absolutely. This takes me back to college days. One time for Florida, Georgia, I don't know how, but we ended up on a friend of a friend of a friend, one of those situations, their yacht down at on the river.
It's a good place to end up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Friday night, back when the landing did exist.
Yeah.
It wasn't a figment of CBS's imagination or Fox's imagination. And yeah, it was an absolute blast Friday night before the game. I don't know how
they
I
were
used
rocking
to
out
do
to
it.
this song on there. That's what you were going for?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
absolutely.
Love that.
Yes.
PCA was 0 for 3 yesterday, 3 strikeouts. He's up at bat right now. Sorry.
He's only batting like
Squirrel.
He's
My
only
ADD caught my attention.
He's only batting like 153 since All-Star break.
Really?
He had a bad slump.
Dang, unbelievable. That's getting what do we call the yips
But he did
around
hit
here.
the 30 for 30, thank goodness.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so if you couldn't tell, the Cubs are playing right now
Yep.
against the San Diego Padres, and it is still the Padres 1, Cubs nothing. It is the bottom of the second.
Cubs
And
already
then-
pulled their pitcher, and him and
That's
Naka's
right.
on it. So.
And the guy that you were trying to rest is now
Yeah.
pitching. And then we have the Tigers and Guardians all tied up at 1 there. Yeah, that's
99
if you're a
miles an
Guardians
hour.
fan right now in the top of the 8th, you are obviously incredibly nervous because the
And their
Tigers
season,
won
it
yesterday.
came down to the very end for them anyways to
Right.
get in.
So they're used to this.
They've been living in stress the last few months.
Yeah. All right. Time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day is always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. They do a great job at Everbank Stadium, Five-Star Ballpark, Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. They also do a fantastic job at our house. So if you need them for commercial or residential, they will be there for you. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's Terminix.com. All right. Shedeur Sanders, when asked in the locker room today following the Browns' decision to go ahead and name Dylan Gabriel the starting quarterback and Joe Flacco the backup quarterback, he just pantomimed his answer and did not actually speak with media. I was trying to lip read to see what he said. I couldn't figure it out. But either way, he just refused to actually answer the question about the fact that his fellow rookie is going to be named the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
I did see that his father was asked about it, Deion Sanders. And of course, he said, I'm not going to say anything now because I don't want to end up going viral and jeopardizing anything with Shedeur. Like, it's about dang time that Deion at least learned. But come on, Shedeur. Like, at least answer the question, hey, it's good for him. I'll be there.
Yeah.
And if you disagree, then keep that to yourself, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't agree. Shedeur thinks he should be starting in the NFL, if from what we've heard and seen. And so I do think, but there's a way to answer that. And like you said, just give credit to the guys, other quarterbacks in your room, because that's kind of what it is in the NFL. You know, it's competition. And the moment you act like this, other teams now aren't going to be looking at you in any light where they want you on their team. And so you're just affecting yourself in the future, because what if another quarterback goes down and people start calling the Browns? Do you think they'll do that at this moment in time? I don't know.
Yeah, I doubt it because he's not a team player.
Yeah.
Well, how many backup QBs ever get interviewed in the first place about another backup being the starter and you not? It's because of his name and his reputation, everything he's done. So, look, I got Shedeur, whatever. If he's good enough to play, they'll put him out there. But look, when things are good and you're in front of the camera, you got to be the same when they're not so good like that. Because when you don't, and I don't mean just Shedeur, like players do that sometimes, like after a win, they're like, yeah, I'll talk to anybody. After a loss, they get dressed real quick and they don't want to talk to. You get a little, it's kind of weak. Like, man, you got to stand up there and answer some questions, especially if you're in the spotlight, or you're a leader, or you're one of the top guys. He's in the spotlight, so that would, throw him into that fire. But you got to stand there and talk sometimes. You don't want to do it. I get it.
Sure.
You play bad, you don't want to talk about it. Hey, look, credit our guy Trevor, because he's had to stand up there in front of that podium so many times when things didn't go well,
And he
including
never
his
threw
own
anyone
play.
under the bus. Like, when his offensive line was
And he
not
definitely
protecting
could have.
him. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I hope that we get to see Shedeur Sanders start at some point in time this season.
Yeah, I wanna
not
see
that
him.
Dylan Gabriel gets hurt or anything, but if things don't go well with Dylan Gabriel, then I would like to see what Shedeur can do. I have nothing against him.
Yeah.
It's more just if you are interviewed in the locker room, to your point, Tom, at least be professional. And all he had to do was say, and this is how probably I would have answered it, like, hey, it's a good question. I'm the third string quarterback. I'm just here to help my team win. But you can get in your jab without it being very
Ask the
overt.
coach why I'm the third string quarterback.
Absolutely.
I went through it with Brian Schwartz at middle linebacker because I wanted to start, he wanted to start, and it, you get frustrated when you think you're better, and he thought he was better, I thought I was better, and we were both about the same, and he was a better athlete than me for sure. But it was that kind of thing, and you did, now nobody came to me and said, "Oh, you've been mad that you're not the," no, it was nothing like that. So I didn't have to, answer to anything, but I understand being upset. I mean, I had multiple conversations with coaches, even Coach Coughlin. My first 2 games, I was inactive in 95. And I was so pissed off. I was so mad. And you'd think I would just be lucky and happy to be there, but I wasn't. And I was told I wasn't going to be active on a Friday in the second game. And I yelled at my linebacker coach, and Coughlin heard me. And he said, "You got anything to say, then come say it to me." And I said, "Well, let's go in your office." And we went in the side office. And I was pissed off. And he sat down in the couch, and he took his hat off. And he's like, "What do you want me to do, Tom?" I said, "I don't want to be here if you're not going to use me. Like, I won't play ball. It'll be fine. It's fine. But I'm not coming here to just not play." And that was it. And now I started playing after that, not starting, but being on the active roster. But I get how upset you get. Like, I can understand Shedeur Sanders being like, "I'm better than these guys. I'm better than Flacco." And he may truly believe it. Sure. Whether it's real or not. And whether
He probably is better than Flacco.
I'm just saying, like, whether it's real or not. Like, I felt like I was better than Brian. Whether that's real or not. Some people may say yes. Some people may say no. You know what I mean? But you believe it. So when you're told you're not going to be, I get that. But at the same time, he's in the spotlight. You got to take your medicine sometimes. You just got it. And that's not medicine. That's just doing it right.
Yeah,
right?
Colorado lost a lot of football games. He's been through this as far as meeting with media following that.
Absolutely.
Who did TC make inactive in order to make you active?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Sorry to that guy.
Exactly. Whoever that guy was, he apparently needed to have a conversation with TC.
Yeah. Well, maybe that guy didn't care as much as I did. I don't know.
Maybe that's the case. All right, one segment to go here on Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels. Bought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Fall is here. The air is crisp. Football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com. Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnik's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnik. For 3 generations, Nimnik has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnikBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, Jaguars fans, Crown Royal is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars this season. It's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with the Crown Royal rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing that generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with the generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig for more on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Are you 18 years or older? Just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
The 42nd Annual Wave Masters Pro-Am Surf Contest, presented by Favor Gray, is Jacksonville's largest surf event and returning to the Jacksonville Beach Pier on October 4th. 20 grand in cash will be given away for the Marker 32 Longboard Pro, the Takaloo Men's Pro, and the US Assure Women's Pro. Enter at Sunrise or Aqua Surf Shops today if you want to compete. The 42nd Annual Wave Masters Pro-Am, October 4th at the Jacksonville Beach Pier. Come watch the best surfers in Northeast Florida compete.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Hey folks, Frank Frangie here. Those topdressing.com spots have caught my ear, and I met with their team from my lawn, turning St. Augustine grass like mine into pro golf quality, smooth and vibrant. Golf's my game, so Top Dressing's benefits are clear. Better drainage, stronger roots, white glove treatment from the start, expert no-pressure advice. They're prepping my lawn at Jack's Golf and Country Club soon. So don't delay. Top dress yours like the pros with topdressing.com.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
We had somebody text in on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, 5354, asking us if we've heard anything about Eric Murray's injury. So just to remind people, because of Monday night, we don't even get an injury report until Thursday.
Tomorrow, so we'll have a lot of people to keep an eye on that injury report for sure. Trayvon Walker, we found out earlier, Jeremy Fowler at least posted per source. I would imagine the source is Trayvon Walker's agent. I don't know, but that he's going to be week to week with that wrist injury. Yeah, we have a lot, like I said, of injuries to keep track of. Anton Harrison with the elbow. Eric Murray, certainly with that neck injury. You've got, I already mentioned Trayvon Walker. You've also got Antonio Johnson. I wasn't sure exactly what happened to him.
That's right, with the ankle.
Right.
He got rolled on at the end there.
Yeah, and then Ezra Cleveland at the very end with that play, the special teams play, or not special teams, but the
red
kneel
dog.
down. Yeah.
Red dog.
Yeah, and then there was another. Oh, Brian Thomas Jr., is he practicing with the wrist injury?
Oh, yes.
There's a lot.
Yeah. So tomorrow,
I know the 49ers said, hold my beer.
Yeah. They're like,
really.
have you seen? They had to list their entire roster pretty much on theirs.
Yes. I feel like the Chiefs, though, unfortunately, are healthy. That's the one thing I don't love.
Yeah. They weren't, and now they're getting they're getting healthy right as they're playing the Jags.
Correct.
Hey, if we pull this off, it'll send shockwaves through the league. But
Be a great birthday present for Trevor.
4-1 and taking down the Chiefs. That's pretty on Monday Night Football. That's pretty incredible. I think I'm not ready to make my pick. It's going to be tough.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough.
I thought about that. It's funny you say that. I thought about that earlier today because if you have been paying attention, and I know the listeners always pay attention, none of us have picked against the Jaguars yet this season.
Yeah.
So we are all 4 for 4. Obviously, they lost one of those, but
Right.
the Jags are 3 for 4. But yeah, the 4 of us.
I don't know if
have
I'm
picked-
not
We're
picking
winners
them.
every week.
I don't know if I'm not picking them, but I'm just not there to where I'm like, usually weeks past, I'm like,
Sure.
oh, they're going to win. I feel like they're going to win. I'm not saying they can or won't, but I'm not as confident going into this Monday night.
Let's see what Hayes says.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes, how are you feeling about Monday Night Football as we sit here on this fine Wednesday?
I think it's going to be tough. So I'm leaning Chiefs.
Okay.
But it's hard to see. It's hard to. Mahomes has it, I think, back in rhythm, and so and they're so good defensively, and so this will be. I'm really excited about the challenge for Liam Coen going up against Spags, but
Yeah.
I think ultimately one side has Patrick Mahomes and one side doesn't, and I think that's probably going to be the difference in the game.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
It does feel like the first time in a long time, though, that if we were to do the roster breakdown, and I know Tom will do it with Jaguars today on Friday, but there are actually position groups that the Jaguars would be better than the Chiefs. Like, I feel like it's been a minute since we've been able to say that.
Yeah, I mean, the Jaguars are doing a lot of good things, so they certainly could get it done, but the Chiefs only have, one turnover all season.
Yep.
So it's hard to see them coming here and having 3,
Right.
or more.
Yep.
But we'll see. Look, the Jaguars have been one of the biggest surprise stories in the year of the season so far, and hopefully it's a rowdy crowd, and they'll pull another surprise. So.
It'll be rowdy.
Yeah, it'll be great, yeah.
I don't know that it'll necessarily be sold out. Certainly, we hope so, with a lot more teal than red. But they'll be rowdy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
So we'll get to all that coming up on the Frangie Show. Jim Furyk's going to join us at 5:00
Nice.
to talk Furyk and friends, and we'll have the State Farm College Football Report as well. So lots of fun stuff coming up.
You can tell Jim Furyk that I highly enjoyed the acoustic night that Riley Green put on last night.
Great.
It was absolutely fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Thanks.
great. Thanks, Hayes.
All right.
Yeah, it was such a special night that I've never seen Riley Green do acoustic only for that long, and it was a
Right.
full concert too.
It's really
So,
cool to see that sometimes. And I know you're a stander-upper, and I am too when it comes to concerts.
Yeah,
but
right.
I just that vibe, the more intimate we like, anyways. I wish you could have had some standing room, but at the same time, sometimes it's nice to have that more intimate, slow down, everything. Really listen to the music type of vibe.
Yeah. I don't like sitting though.
Me either.
I
I
get
can't.
sleepy.
Trust me,
You sleep?
I get sleepy.
I think
If I'm
my
sitting
friends
down.
Well, we
and
know
Brian
you
were,
can't
Yeah. I think my friends and Brian were thrilled that it was seating sit
Right.
down the whole time.
Yeah.
And that way that also controlled me a little bit more too. Like
No,
she
right.
can't sing and dance like
She can't run up to the front.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal. All right, that'll do it for us. Reminder, Jaguars programming tomorrow during our time slots of the Frangie Show will be 2 to 4. Tomorrow for Taylor Dahl, for Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you on Friday, but don't go anywhere. The